That's quite a few feet down.
Okay.
And then just public work later. Because public work contract is still in motion.
Yeah, can we add a stand-up desk for the budget and a touchscreen computer for one meeting?
Sure. See if you can get that past door.
You've got to be. I've got a list of mine.
I actually do have like a tabletop stand-up.
Sort of a surplus store.
Do you want one?
Can't be very much of a surplus.
30.
$30? Yeah.
There's no way.
Oh, you're gonna tell me where I can grab them?
Oh, I gotcha.
I didn't know if there was an extra packet there or not. Here we go.
Would you rather have a We have some involved.
It's really good. Well, that's the problem. You can't breathe, nobody else wants to touch it.
Yeah, don't breathe, please.
Right.
Where's the fire department?
Yeah.
All right, we got a minute. Yeah. I'm good. All right, so let's try this for the
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Kendra, we'll just go around the room for a roll call really quick, I think, is the easiest way. So, Rose?
George Merrill.
Nick Mann.
Holly Wayman, Raquel Welch,
Watching.
Angie,
Mark. Alex.
Stephanie Saltzman,
Austin Gee. Scott.
Noel Hinckley.
Ricky Cole.
And Laura Hubbard. And then we're going to start with the budget committee chair nomination.
I see a lot of notes. Somebody's got nominated. Watch out. No.
Have you done this meeting, or can we do it at our own meeting? Or should we do our-
Well, I think you need to, I need a point person is the whole thing. We can
You're
do
gonna
your
have to, yeah.
secretary, but I would prefer you to have a chairman tonight so that I have a point person.
Austin.
I don't mind doing it. I was gonna say that tonight, I'm gonna have a hard time making any conversation or being part of any conversation with the fire department, right? Because I have a conflict of interest, right, both professional and, personal, so. I would prefer that I am not in that position just because of that, but again, legal said that I can be in this elected seat. Tonight, I just am not comfortable doing that, so.
Nancy?
Oh, yeah, hey. Hello.
Hi.
You're not suggesting this, are you?
You're
just giving me a warm greeting, right?
So our chair.
Or Stephanie, she loves to do it.
Yeah, would either of you consider,
Yeah, who would you do it?
I'll do it.
all right, so there's a nomination?
Well, let's make it formal. Only the budget committee can nominate whoever it's over there, so it's not, it
Okay.
could be us and them.
I would like to know.
I will second the motion.
Do you want me to do the roll, like, any other discussion, or do you want, okay, any other discussion? Nominations? Okay, I'm gonna close it. So Stephanie's been nominated and accepted as chair, so all those in favor? And opposed? That passes. Perfect. Stephanie, would you like to do your secretary?
Andrew, you want to be secretary again? All right, who wants to be secretary?
I can be secretary.
Okay.
I would take notes, right?
And that's really, only really important when they're doing their separate meetings, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
We didn't have a secretary last year, did we?
It was me.
Oh, no, budget committee. Yeah.
So I'll make a motion to nominate Austin for secretary.
I'll second it.
Thank you. Discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Austin,
Sweet. Thank you.
you're it.
Okay, so then, we're going to do fire last, just because it's the largest one to talk about. So emergency first responders program.
A couple housekeeping things first.
What?
I'm wondering if the selectmen cannot change their budget workshop day on the 12th to the Tuesday before.
I was actually gonna suggest those Tuesdays you cancel.
So that we don't, if the budget committee wants to meet on that Thursday, they can, and we meet on a Tuesday, so we don't conflict with them.
Are you talking about February 12th?
I was talking about March 12th.
Okay, thank you. So you're asking the board of selectmen to move the meeting from the 12th to the,
I'll second it.
okay, and discussion?
And for me, it would just allow the budget committee that date to do what they need to do, and we'll have a two-time meeting, and still can have it down here and not interfere.
Any other discussion?
That's a Tuesday.
It'll just be the select board though.
Yes.
You all set, Dawn?
I'm texting you something, just so it's not open for my personal, but
Okay.
can you help me remember the date that I need to tell you about?
Okay.
Thank you. So I'm
Um,
using my work phone.
So all those in favor of splitting the March 10th with selectmen to the March 12th to the March 10th and keeping it at 6 p.m.? All those in favor?
Well, it's not splitting it, it's just moving it, because it's only a selectman.
Right, that
I
was
thought it
just,
was selectmen and budget.
no,
Oh, okay, sorry. So it's moving it. Okay, anything else? Anybody have anything else before we start with cost centers? We're gonna go emergency first responder program, E911, public utilities and insurance. And so is it just EMA, emergency management cost center?
It's number 8. Oh, yes.
Wait a minute. EMA or is it first responder?
It's first responders,
EMS.
EMS.
So it's 8.
It's number 8 in books.
So this, so this one is town manager request for FY 26-27 is $18,535. So part-time wages at $1,000.
So, so what is the decrease? What's that?
4,000.
I know, but what are we losing for that?
That is just to pay the medical director's stipend, and there was extra money in there that didn't need to be there. His stipend's $1,000.
Education is, was $270, but reduced to $0.
Or is that probably good?
That's what
Education was 5,000, reduced to 0.
Correct.
Is that somewhere else?
A lot of these lines are combined into the fire department budget, and they were kind of double charged. So when I met with who did I meet with about that stuff?
Chris.
Okay, yeah. He said there was no need because they're taking it out of the other lines.
So how are we gonna track, like, what training is being necessary, what training is actually fire department, so that we know that the budget will be. I know it's all under one house, but if they do it in that fire department, the right numbers that we have from the right numbers.
I mean, you can split it, but there's no way of knowing who's going to want it. And that's kind of what we'll do.
But the right numbers for fire department training, what they do for training for fire department, is what.
What training do they do in EMS, you know?
So it'd be like an EMT class, so stuff like that. Or if like, go out and do a class and stuff, if we need to. But I mean, the money we have for the training in the fire side covers essentially both fire.
Can I ask a question? Do you have, are there fire department personnel who also function in the EMS?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so
Every month.
Yeah.
Yeah, stand there every
So-
person.
when you have the budgetary line, you have a budget line for training and the fire, they really are. That's already covered. So to your point of how to break that out, if there's the same people who are getting one training, that comes in,
Yes and no, like, I think since I've been on, we've been trying to determine what money to fund most versus just doing one big umbrella.
and I agree with that. I would think that the only line item you would usually would be any personnel who have been trained with the MS who are not already. Is that accurate?
Yeah.
And is there any need now for training for people who are not already?
I mean, there's always room to grow, so, but there's, like I said, there's enough money in the line item on the fire side to cover. It really doesn't need to be two training lines, budgets, in my opinion.
So EMS-wise training, FY 25, $5,361 spent on EMS training. So there must be a need, let's flip back and see what fire.
George, what was that, Bernie?
$5,361 is spent on EMS training.
Well, I don't think the argument that is that they're not training, it's the argument is we don't need two training lines within
So
the
let me-
department.
So let me check fire department budget and see what they spent on training in FY '25. Fire department spent $8,774 in training, and we're using it for $6,000 now. So I'm not sure where we're making up that money, 5,000 there and 8,000 there, it doesn't come up to $6,000.
Everybody's trained.
So I'm looking at the actual spend, not necessarily the actual. So for spending that kind of money, again, I would like to see some detail in both sides on the training.
So that one right there is sending 3 members to the advanced class. Last
Fire or
EMS required.
year. EMS.
and that was sending some of them.
3 members to the advanced EMT class. EMT.
Sorry.
So again, with that said, we're not gonna send anybody else to that training with only $6,000 in the fire training line. And we overspent that last year, well, again, fiscal year '25, $8,774 was spent. And we only want 6,000.
That way it comes time to go, put the money in there.
One question I have is that when you guys do training for EMS and fire training, some of them combined, they train at the same time, the same day, okay?
I mean, like I said, like stop the bleed is kind of, come
For
on,
both.
yeah.
But again, I'd like to see, again, if this is gonna be 0, that's fine, but under other budgets, I'd like to see a definitive line by line, this is how much we're gonna spend on everything, not just a general $5,000, what are we spending the $5,000? I can't support the budget without more detail, and I'm not gonna support the budget without more detail.
I think one question I have is, with the EMS, 72% of the calls are EMS calls. Right. This budget should be bigger than than what it is compared to, like I say, 5. It should be bigger than that, if the calls are higher.
Well, yes and no, we're not a transporting agency, so that, I mean, we don't need the stretchers and stuff like that. We have, meds, a monitor, oxygen, but we don't transport, so we're not doing all that extra stuff that's gonna require a lot more money.
Mark, did you have anything
I get all kinds of stuff.
for the training line?
No, I just see that it should be a higher number. Because you guys still use the point system, it's totally different now.
Yep.
That's why I'm wondering how the pay works. If the EMS call, it doesn't matter what you get called out, you get the pay.
Yep.
Okay. Finally, something simple.
Angie, did you have any?
So we did away with the point system, so is there a base rate for when they get called out?
So say, right now, Scott's on duty right now.
Yeah.
He's getting his normal hour pay. If he's on a call, it doesn't matter if he's goes on 10 calls or no calls, his pay does not change. If somebody were to come in off duty and they get a $20 an hour pay. But if you're on duty, it's your straight pay the whole shift.
When you say that, is that a stipend when they come in, or is it a paycheck?
Paycheck.
Angie, did you have? Look, I'm sure.
What my first question is there a reason we don't combine these two cost centers as fire/EMS?
Not as far as I'm concerned.
And we offer it as one.
In the past, it's because there was you got particular call, and you got the cost center under EMS. If you got called to fire, you got a call for fire. And it's been separated so that we can make sure that the revenue was correct for under each section of the department. So Scott being on call, if he was to be called out for EMS, we would pay him for an EMS call, not a fire department call. So,
It sounds like we're not doing anything.
right, it got changed, I don't know when it got changed, because last year we were understanding that it's still split.
Scott's position is a salary position. His paycheck every week is,
Right, but I was just using him as an example.
okay, yeah, okay.
So I had a follow-up question, or actually just a clarification point. I think what George is looking for under like education is, I'm planning to send
Yeah.
X number of people to this class, which is X number of dollars. Just to clarify, I think that's what you're.
I can tell you right now, like the Tri-County Fire 102 class is $1,500, and your standard EMT basic class is $1,500. So the Tri-County Firefighter 1 and 2 class is $1,500. The EMT basic class is $1,500.
And how many people do you plan to send this year?
So currently right now, we have one of our members,
Can we just work off EMS for now?
Yeah.
So for EMS, how many do you plan on sending to training this year?
none this year. We've already missed that window.
So none are going in 2026, but you could maybe have one going at the beginning of 2027?
Yeah, because there's only, yeah, unless they find a different class. Because currently now we use Tri-County, for fire class, and then United for EMT classes. We do have folks, on the department that are in the EMT classes, but they're, paying out of their own pocket.
So, I'm not sure if Laura's question got answered. It did. I guess I am a little confused, and so like the fiscal year goes from 26 through to 27. So are you gonna be, you missed the deadline altogether?
No, so like if next year, January 1st.
Yeah.
If there's people that want to take the EMT class, then they can go.
Are we gonna have money in there for that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, we typically only send maybe 3 between both classes.
okay, well, I just was, thank you.
Can you repeat that again? George, are you on the same page as I am on that? For the classes, you have enough funds in there to send somebody?
So, like I said, it's $1,500 for each class, Fire 1 and 2, and then $1,500 for EMT basic. So we have $6,000 that's gonna be, and most everybody that's on the department now is Fire 1 and 2. Most everybody is an EMT.
It's in the fire.
It's in the fire budget.
Yeah, what is it?
Right. Correct.
Any other questions on education, education training for EMS? Travel, food, lodging, 0. Other insurance, firefighter EMS coverage, 0. Service fees, membership fees, last was $4,682. This, requested is $2,000 even. Main EMS is what's listed in the licensing, yes. Membership fee has national registry as the fee. Any questions?
Again, I'm looking for a breakdown of where that $2,000 is going to be spent.
National Registry.
For, what is it, national registry, per person?
Yes.
Membership fees, $2,000. He said that was National Registry.
Well, and then that's the rest of the EMT,
Yes.
what that's for.
Again, didn't get a dollar amount per person, we didn't understand where that comes from. Again, look back in fiscal year 25, we only spent $1,300 out of that line. FY 24, we only spent $112, so there's big differences, and it doesn't add up to 2,000. And currently,
What did you spend in 25?
it looks like $1,300 FY 25.
But they had appropriated 4,600.
Right.
Yeah.
So the actual, what they spent.
Yeah, I know.
So 2,700 extra dollars we can save there if there was an itemized list of exactly what National Registry meant. How many memberships is that? What are we paying for? None of that's here. And we need, I need specifics.
Then it'll be helpful to determine if more is needed or less is needed.
Right.
I don't know what it is per person. Is that going to cover half the crew, all the crew, more than the crew? Do you know that?
I don't, I'll find out.
Thank you.
I gotta know where it is.
I'm in red, and make them bold, and so we don't have a collective note. Okay, any other questions on, membership fees? Licensing fees, 200, stays the same. Any questions on $200 licensing fees?
Again, what are we gonna spend the $200 on specifically? FY 25, we spent $0. FY 24, we spent $0. So somebody needs to provide me with some detail. It's a main EMS fee. Is that to license the service?
I don't have what you guys have. So look at that, so.
Chief, just to let you know, George was like that last week.
Yeah, it's not just you.
Well, last year, 2 years ago.
Oh, I know.
And nobody's listened to you yet?
This stuff never changes its spots. I believe in transparency, and we can't make this budget transparent so we can all understand where the money's going. That's it.
You guys have more numbers than I do.
How many questions am I gonna ask you?
Paula, can you pop those out for them and share them so that we can see what we're seeing?
I was like, I mean, you guys are welcome. Like, honestly, I mean, you're part of them.
I know, yeah, if I get asked the question, I'll answer it, as long as you guys also understand that
Right.
I have a personal interest in the fire department, right? So as long as everybody understands that, I can answer questions.
What's the $200?
I don't know. So I can't help you with that.
So nobody knows. And you've never spent it.
I have no idea,
But you need it.
no idea.
And so,
Yes.
sorry, George, anything else?
Nope, no,
Georgia, who was
Okay.
that?
Mark, did you have anything, anybody over there have anything? I don't need to keep our word.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay, you ready?
Yep.
Okay, so next is, other services, 64, $3,335. And my sheet's stapled, I don't know if that means something to me, but
Yeah, so you might know me.
is yours stapled? Yes. Okay.
Oh, yes, because I ended up covering up that other page and I didn't want to rip it out and I was tired.
All right, so before George asks his, do you have a detail of the, other service fees? Nicely, I am a good typer.
so that service fee is to service our cardiac monitor once a year.
It's 3,335.
That's every year,
Once a year.
once a year, so why was it
It says it's not due until 2027.
280 a year?
Which I need the budget for now, because 27 is half of the budget from January to, yeah.
So this statement, cardiac machine due until 2027.
Was that cardiac machine was just purchased a couple years ago, right?
Yeah, it's a service company that comes in and services our Lucas machine and our cardiac machine. So the Lucas machine does compressions, so we can do other things like airways. And then the cardiac machine, gives you like EKG readouts, stuff, blood pressure for us, stuff like that,
So that's the price for both together.
to service them.
You guys got new ones that way you can have the same setup on the pads that United and other people have.
Yeah.
All right, any other questions on the service fees, other service fees? George?
Again, I'm not sure it's enough money, so, and again, if we have a written quote from them to certify it, then we should see that. Last year, FY '25, $3460 was spent. FY '24, $3,725 was spent. Another breakdown or a cost with each line.
Basically, it's over budget already.
You're not at the same amount.
Right, but what, where did it go? Yeah, they're over $124. If that's the right one to get.
Holly, can you tell me the detail page on that line where the money is spent? Would be 12,164.
Which year is it?
Well, it's past.
25?
What the balance is. Yeah, so current, it looks like
Oh, yeah.
$3,334.55
Yeah.
was spent. So we can- it should be in here.
It's the same amount, 335 is what she put in.
Did you purchase those last year?
The Lucas and the cardiac monitor, no.
I think a few years, I think a lot of that comes from, the damage, and it was cheaper to do this, and this is essentially insurance, to have them come and service our equipment versus us physically replacing the parts and pieces. This was cheaper. It's kind of the insurance that's what's coming to it versus us just paying out costs. And I think it came up a couple years ago when we realized something to be Actually, it's funny thing is,
It's 45 cents short.
it
They have left over.
wasn't even the payout list here, on that expense detail report. 1264.
Anybody else have questions on other service fees? Moving on to equipment supplies, general equipment, was 7,000, this year is 5,000. And it says in the book for medical supplies. No, yes.
Which one are you doing? Medical supplies?
No,
Or are you doing general
I
equipment?
don't have one. I don't have a page on it, sorry.
Medical, they go,
So,
You have them?
It's like that automated CPR device strapped towards an AED pad.
So would that fall under the insurance part of servicing, making sure that the
That's-
equipment's up to date?
No, that's replacing the stuff. If we use pads, we gotta, yeah, we are.
Replace them.
So, Chris Foster, who's our EMS lieutenant, felt that it was best for the department to flip-flop those two around, because we spend more on medical supplies, like meds, than general equipment. Where the call volume's going up.
Any other questions on general equipment?
again, I'd like to see a breakdown, proposed purchases of those items. Looking back, again, $7,300 we spent FY '25. And the same thing was spent in medical last year, $7,000 for FY '25, which was $2,000 over there. Again, without a detailed summary of what they're gonna spend their money on, I'm not sure that they're gonna be able to get under budget.
Yeah, they're almost 2,400 over budget right now. Between the two.
And so by reclassifying some of those expenses, like meds and things, moving them to medical with the solution, I think that's what, did I miss?
Yes, so,
Yes.
yes.
Okay. So this current ask was better reflecting where expectations were for items.
Right. And I get what you're saying, but according to this, what's been provided to us, is general equipment is already almost $300 over budget, and medical is already $2,076 over budget.
Is that 25?
This is what was provided to me.
That's 25, that's last fiscal year.
Yeah.
So right now, they
This
have
is the small one.
4,500 left and 30 left
Yeah.
in those two lines.
So,
If
and then
30
you have
is-
figured
if
that
35%
one,
is
so we
spent.
get somebody who really likes.
I mean, looking at last year to this year, I don't think I would reduce it down to $5,000. I would keep it at the 7,000.
Keep,
I'd keep them both, medical, general equipment and medical at 7,000. That's just me. Because you, as of last year, you spent over 7,000. Anything can happen, because of how many accidents, how many calls,
so medical is,
you just don't know. You're gonna spend it no matter what. So that- But that's just.
Does anyone have any questions on general equipment or medical, since we've kind of combined the conversation at this point? Besides wanting a breakdown. We're not increasing any, like, when you guys go have your conversation, that will be when you kind of discuss on increasing, decreasing, like, so these are just, this is just to get information on what the lines are, get your questions asked, and then the number piece will be in your orders.
I have a question too, since I'm new to the process here. So they're gonna break out, they're gonna make their recommendations. You guys are gonna break out, make their recommendations. Then you come together and try to get a common recommendation?
Right.
Okay.
If not,
Okay.
here's your judges.
Okay.
Brings a lot of questions, they say,
Our number and their number, together,
Okay.
they both the percentage.
Okay, thank you. Just wanted to
And again,
clarify.
it's best for the town and us all if we can agree on a number, or so
Right.
that we're going with a
A united front.
Yeah, and if we
that's the
don't,
question.
yeah, it's nice if we don't agree, we can say why the select board thinks this and why the budget committee thinks that.
Okay.
And then it releases it to the public.
And then, so next will be on it says E911.
15, that's number 15 in the book.
So do you need me to go line by line? I don't think there's a lot we can.
There is, and the contracts in there.
So this all needs to stay.
It's contractual.
There's a contract.
Yay!
So
I
we
just
do,
asked her why
I
you
do
don't
have a comment. So my only comment on this is, depending on other conversations that were happening based on what's happening with the police department, some of this I think could go away if we ended up going in certain directions.
It might-
So, not that we
There
can
might be,
discuss.
that's right, there might be some adjustments later on. Yeah.
I'll just piggyback that, if things go a different way, then, for our scheduling app and stuff like that, the fire department will take the whole full burden Right now, we split it with the
Software.
software. Thank you.
In this line software?
No.
Okay.
Is that a software as a service or
Hold
is
on,
it?
you have to wait till time.
Yeah.
That software is,
This one here?
Yeah, the software, they would take the full burden.
we split it right now.
Would you have to, or could you renegotiate your contract if you're not using or don't have as many licenses?
We're on our last year of it right now.
Thank you for that.
Yep.
Any other questions on E911 dispatch cost center? Rocky, what's the what?
That's where our repeater is, up on, by the dump, ball fields. Oh, we definitely need it.
It's under fire department.
Yeah, it's over on.
Oh, you just moved it over fire and state.
Yeah.
Mhm.
How much?
Any other questions? Okay, we're going to move to public utilities.
Alright, I think that's 17. Yeah, number 17 in your box.
Oh, look at that, I'm so big, they get nothing.
Oh,
Well,
That might fall too, man.
good. I'll give it to you. So,
And my, I'm gonna be able to send this. They want not.
yeah, you don't have anything? Nobody has that one?
I know.
I have a
Yeah.
spreadsheet. I have a spreadsheet.
Can you
but I
go-
don't-
can you
I don't
go
have
up-
the
can you
date.
go upstairs and look at you talking to- Oh, you don't have it either?
I don't have either
You don't have
one.
the big one?
I don't have nothing. I'm completely,
Okay. Anybody else who doesn't have the big one? Yeah.
I have the big one. Is there?
But not small.
Oh, Nancy doesn't have it either.
Oh, good, she put her stuff.
Neither.
And Irish.
Both I have.
I don't have a small one. That's what I have.
Small one. Here's
Yeah, we
another
have
one, small one, small
What
one.
the heck?
Small. Austin needs a small one, so 3 small ones right here.
I guess let's get that up.
Laura needs small ones.
15 of the little ones.
Alright, let me go.
And I don't know about the big ones, so 15 of the little ones. Yep.
I won't pop up on the big screen.
I think,
I'd like to be the one that's all in front
So,
of me.
why else Holly,
No.
I'm going to just ask, the one line item that comes forward in here is for electricity. Well, sorry, for the 17,000 for electricity and 104 for the water sector.
Right.
So can you have a discussion about some, maybe questions about the individual papers while Holly copies them, or do we need to wait? Are there questions?
All those other cost centers are divided up into the departments. So the only two that will remain in this.
Any other questions on,
so
Streetlights or electricity?
we're on electricity.
Streetlights, electricity, and pipe and water, that's what you're looking at.
Yeah.
Increasing it, because we're always overdrawn. Are they open?
Yes.
Underwater is, get that number all or?
No, that was a shot in the dark, it's a 15% increase.
I'm sorry, can you go back?
I don't know, yeah. Sorry, the water,
Try to get it.
okay. Because it's percentage of your budget, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, do we have how they calculating that? Or is that something you're still waiting for the height? Oh, I was just waiting to follow that, you were on that.
Do you know how they calculate it?
Well, it's a percentage of the water department budget.
Yeah,
Is what it is.
Right,
I
no,
just know
I know
the
that.
I know what the percentage is.
And I know it's going up.
In between 6 and 30.
be 6 to 30%.
It can't exceed a certain percentage.
Oh, that's a.
That's a huge
It is a huge, yeah.
6 and 10 maybe.
Okay, so any other questions on this? I do want to just let you guys know it's 6:04. I think do you have any more questions on this cost?
Yes,
Yes, Nancy.
you increased from 15 to 17 for the electricity.
For just
That's
For cost.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
for streamlining the vision from 15 to 17, you're making that recommendation, and is that based on the increase in the
They've
rate?
been overdrawn on that account for several years in a row. So I'm just trying to
Under
bump,
budgeted?
so I'm trying to bump it up a little to see if we can stay, in the green versus the red.
So it's not because the cost of electricity is not
It's just-
Okay, thanks.
So, under hydrants, so that number that's being calculated by the PUC, is there any requirements that the water department have to show maintenance schedule, maintenance of that system? For us to pay that? I don't know.
That's a question for you.
I understood that it was just a percentage of the water department budget, not necessarily the fact that it's for hydrant rental, that's the description, but it's not, that's not what it's for, 100%.
And we just call it hydrant rental.
I'll call it a subsidy,
Yeah.
back to a better word.
Years ago, they used to say it was a hydrant rental, and at town meeting, they said, well, why don't we reduce it, let's just shut some hydrants down. That's what they used to say before.
Any other questions on the dollar budget for water?
So I was trying to get an updated number from Paul, so we have an actual versus.
At some point, they said it's 15% of last year, and I'm looking for it.
Oh, okay.
I guess what I was saying, like, if we're paying to subsidize the water department, right, shouldn't there be oversight from the town side on whether or not that system is up to date and safe to be able to use, right? Like, that's basically what I'm saying. I don't know, I would think that there is a requirement for that, but I don't know.
Are we asking for a line or information related to the number of the item in the budget line?
Well,
I think it comes to how it's done.
Okay.
Well, no,
The PUC does put out a lot of information on how it's supposed to be done.
Okay.
And where is it coming from? Like, if we're gonna pick apart line item budgets, let's see how that calculation's done. You know what I mean? And because they put out so much information on it now, that's all I'm getting. Because there is several ways you guys can do it. You guys are fixing it up. It gives you guys the choice to do that. But it lets you know how you want to do it. That's all we're asking.
yeah, I mean, there's great conversation about like line items that are $500, right, but this is a line item that's 100,000, right, and we're just saying it is what it is, so. That's my only concern with it. I don't know, I just don't know, so I'll just have to do.
Yeah, conversation is great, but yeah.
Yeah, you're,
I don't know.
Are you handing that down?
So in
Passing them all around?
So in 2025, we spent 91.
I'm looking at that sheet.
Yeah, we had a number.
And I think is the question, it's 15% over last year's budget, but is the question, how is that number calculated at all? To be then
Yes.
determined to be 15% over that, like, I don't know anything about it, so just trying to.
In case of actual budget, they're gonna change.
15%, 91, 978, it's 105,746.
asked for.
So we need.
So up it.
What was that number again,
106,000
But just so you know, we're regulated in the PUC, all that testing. So our water is safe.
105,746.
I'm sorry.
I know.
105,746 is 40 cents.
Mark, can you give us wait just a second? Trying to. Okay, sorry.
I do know that this line in most towns is a bone of contention. There's not one board that I've ever heard that doesn't complain about that line being so expensive.
Every town has it.
Yeah.
Every town, city.
Every town that has town water, yes.
So I'm gonna level set just for a second about conversation. So just trying to keep conversations and be respectful of people asking questions, around the table, because there's already been kind of some duplicate questions happening too, so I just wanna make sure that we're respecting, the person speaking and, that, so. Are we able to get are you asking for a formula, how this number is calculated?
Yeah, formula, just maybe a presentation on
Okay,
how you got that number. I think it would be fun, just like every department we have does.
Yeah.
You know, excluding this one.
All the ones.
Right.
Do we do the standard allocation or the full allocation?
Right, and then those are the questions, how would you classify it? Like, we don't know, it's all in the air for us. And we're looking at transparency.
Well,
I think that's
yeah, the
part of it.
transparency, I guess my follow-up question to that, you're looking for transparency, do you think that you're overspending and just sitting on money? I mean,
No, I'm not thinking, maybe we're not spending enough. Not having the formulas and not knowing how it's calculated, we don't know.
So you said there's standard allocation, and what's the other one you said?
oh,
The full.
I will get a hold of Paul and ask him if he knows how
Right,
that's,
I mean-
how that's done.
Right. You guys know your peak water flows, and that's how some of them are figured out.
It doesn't work that way.
It doesn't-
No, it does not work that way.
And that's what we don't know. So that's all we're asking for your help.
Goes by the overall budget. We're talking about repair of hydrants, we're talking about repair of water mains, we're talking about unfunded mandates that the state makes us do so many freaking test days that we have to do because of the fact that we're not like Livingston. We don't chlorinate our water, and we have 2 wells. All stuff like that.
Those are great things to know.
anything else you would like me to put in the box? No? Okay. Anybody else have any comments, questions, need additional itemized list? Good? Everyone good? Okay. Hi, that leads us to insurance. So a little bit of a recap of the insurance cost center is that, those items were moved into the actual department budget. And so doing that left healthcare reimbursement account, flexible spending account. Andy, anything? Further?
Yes, what number we were on, so I said number 11, so everybody's still.
Thank you. And then a bond of 608 and transmitting equipment of 150. What how would you want to talk about the health reimbursement and flexible spending?
Not really. Because George wants it itemized, but that's the best we can do. We have 20 employees enrolled in that HRA. And that's going to differ every year depending on who goes to the doctor and how much is spent. So we did reduce that. Holly felt that that was safe at 15,000 versus the 20 that was put in last year.
And that was for what, HSA?
HRA.
HRA, isn't it a dollar figure per person?
You'll have to ask her.
I mean, normally you get, your healthcare reimbursement is the high figure, and this is what you get up to.
Up
But
to,
then if people don't spend it normally, it makes sense.
Right.
nope, there she is.
Somebody's very nice to you that you just big.
Oh, I went to my computer. Thank you.
So the question I had on that one in the flex spending account is why don't you divide those amongst the different departments as well? So that it kind of negates this whole separate insurance cost center? And I would almost say the bond and the transmitting equipment, couldn't those go into administrative?
Bond good. Yeah, they both good. Yeah. Can you speak to HSA and the HRA?
So I want to
Oh,
know.
FSA, sorry.
How much per employee?
I can figure it out. I can
You
figure it
don't-
out.
You don't know though, how much each employee gets for health insurance reimbursement?
Yes, I could figure it out. That's easy. I can put it to the departments.
No, that's not the question, that's the thing.
What's the number?
For $200, that's just for the savings account, medical FSA.
Yep.
But there's also another part,
Flex spending.
the HRA, which is the health reimbursement account.
So that $200 for both, or just one?
Just one, that's the one, the other one is based on deductibles and it's like we pay $750 and $500. So it's $1,250, I think, per person for.
So to Nancy's point, we could divide those up to
Sure.
those in departments.
Sure.
And then we, this cost center actually could go away.
Yeah, and that'd be nice to see what departments are getting one, who's using one.
So we have to, yes, they Yeah, yes. Good job, Nancy.
So, Holly. Just to clarify my note, it was $750 per person, $500 per person, or $1,250 per person for HRA, it depends.
The HRA is usually, I have to say, it's 500, they pay, we pay, so it's 500 and 750, I believe it's 1250, but I'd have to look.
So
Cannot remember
roughly,
for sure.
I'll just put one.
Yeah. I can-
So
I'll be
the
able to
employee does 500 and the town does 750?
500 and 750, and then 200. So 200 for the medical, and then the HRA is 500 and 750.
So 15,000 divided by 20 employees comes out to $750.
But like I said, I have to look at the sheet that tells me what exactly.
Anybody else have any questions on health reimbursement account, flexible spending, bond, or transmitting equipment? So before we jump into fire, would we like to take a quick 5-minute break, bathroom break, stretch, or like, somebody want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to take a break, 5-minute break.
Can I have a second?
Second.
All those, any discussion? Quick 5-minute break, all those in favor? Opposed? Opposed a 5-minute break?
I don't really care, I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
Okay.
Enjoy your
Passes, and that's-
break or no break. I'm going either way.
We are still live, and I'm not gonna turn off the live, I'm gonna leave the live running, just so everyone's aware, but just release for bathroom break.
Oh, yeah.
Where it belongs. Yes. Then I would like to go up. She goes on the fire protection charge, also separate charge, so calculated based on interest. You might just pay more. Oh. Don't jump off. Oh, I'll be told all along.
So for the, so for the utilities, you can look at it and follow it go on, and you're not losing here now. I just took the total amount that was budgeted, said 20,000, it's budgeted for. I took that and I took all the departments and I said, okay, yes, I'm gonna break that 20,000 up between it.
Yeah, that's what I was just trying to figure out.
Yeah, yeah.
This is how.
You still got Twix over there?
So, yeah. Figure it all out, spend it out. Yeah, because it's a private business. I'm all set. Like, my only concern we pay. Are we getting maintenance records for stores? That's the right now, I would tell that much. We have a lot of oversight and everything else we should have oversight. That's what I think. So I don't use that. Yeah. So our
And then I also, my own things, I also, so, we want to sometimes I have to. I can break those back.
Okay. We are back. Yeah. Anthony.
Paper towel. No, all right. The last part is 7-Eleven.
Oh my gosh, I had a parent walk into the, or a couple weeks ago, like, right, it looked like 7-Eleven. I was like,
That's not a bad thing. You did that?
They're going back.
You're the only one that caught that. The Excel sheet wasn't adding correctly on the one in your binder. So that's at the Excel columns and correctly.
Okay. 701.
He's so proud of us.
She is.
Yep. Okay.
Handy a little camera from the bathroom, you can see it.
Just kidding.
I really want to look at it, I know what's going on.
There's a
Okay.
big.
So fire department, town manager request is, this year is $907,017, dollars. Oh, yeah, that's the most.
I was thinking of my first meeting.
That's the right one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So
Um,
can we discount out the insurance costs, so we know kind of what the jump is from last year?
187,206.
87, okay.
So also in your, there was two people that had sent me requests, for additional information prior to the meeting, and so I sent those to Raquel. One of them was a question about staffing, and dollars tied to staff currently, and then the other question was about the maintenance when there's a grant for building upgrades and things, so we'll get to that. So that was, I think, pretty helpful information to have so that people can have answers, so we're not kind of, and so I will ask, again, before every meeting, if you can send that information, if you have questions, if you can send that before Wednesday, the earlier the better, but if you send it before Wednesday, I do forward them on, and they do have conversation, and they can be better prepared to answer questions, and that's just really helpful to have line item, everything, so.
It's not my point.
Did I?
No, well, you did, you just didn't want it.
You have him blocked, just like I do.
Well, double check, 'cause I greatly apologize if I did not, I mean it.
So that's what prompted the payroll list to add to your books, if everybody grabbed one, so that you can see the wages. So that is year to date, what they've been paid. So, okay, yes. And then we have a breakdown.
This payroll, you said it's year to date, or this January, that's what I have.
You don't have the second paper?
This one. Yep. So this one at the top says, 7/1 to 1/31.
Right, thank you.
Okay, so, do you guys need a minute to look at those, or am I good to walk through the wages? Everyone's still kind of looking, so I'll just wait a minute.
As of February 5th, what percentage of the budget should be spent? 100%.
Did you send it to me, Brian, did you pay me? It should be on the page, right?
Well, just wondering, in your calculations, how, what's the percentage that should be spent?
55, 60?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
But I- no,
49.98.
It's what's that?
49.98,
Wait, wait.
8.3 cents per mile.
I missed it.
I understood the whole.
49%.
He understood them, for what?
A lot of the budget should be spent as of today.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right, so full-time, and chief wages is town manager request. Normally it's town manager department head, so we'll just, go with that. It's, 311,503. This is a spreadsheet you sent me. Do you want me to change
It's
it?
on the individual sheet. 311. 11, 50266.
Oh, I'm looking at part-time. It's like, what?
We'll take that.
Oh my God, I'm leaving.
Any discussion, questions? Anybody else? Anybody? Hey, George.
Again, just an itemized list is what I'm looking for. We have one full-time fire chief and 4 full-time firefighters. There should be, fire chief makes this much money, firefighter 1 makes this much, firefighter 2 makes this much.
You have the whole payroll.
It was just handed to us.
Yeah, but that's, I have the whole payroll as of there.
No, you have the whole list from everybody.
Yeah, but I don't have projections. So,
Oh, I see what you're
so
saying.
I don't have a
Gotcha,
projection
gotcha.
for the coming year.
Yeah.
If we're giving a 2% raise, plus what's here, what are we projecting? So you know that the current salary for the fire chief is $70,000, so that's $70,000. Last year provided to us, by the last fire chief. So firefighter 1 made $53,560, firefighter 2 made $53,560, firefighter 3 made $55,167, firefighter 4 made $55,167. That should be listed out of what they're currently making, because we don't know which ones are making the 53, are they all making 55? I know there's 2 new firefighters, so they 2 making, so that should be detailed and outlined, so we know that essentially that's it.
I understand your question now, George.
Sure.
The number 1.
The chief was 70, right? Well,
Yeah,
That's last year's
270, firefighter 1 made $53,560, firefighter 2 made $53,560, firefighter 3 made $55,167, firefighter 4 made $55,167.
George, would it be okay if I put, like, say, 5 guys who are at this number, 6 guys?
No.
What do you want, like, each individual, like,
Well, that way it's easy to see. Again, if they're getting stipends or other items that increase the rates. Or, and again, it's cheapest to be projected for the next year, so it's, and I don't know how that contract worked, or I say the contract for the grant. I mean, there's certain items spelled in there, in the raise, in the raises over the years, so whatever that is. Grant's all done. Well, I know the grant's all done, but I'm saying in the grant process, there was raises built in.
Yes.
And that's why the difference is head. And so that should be delineated, on before, or the cheaper ones before.
So, like this first highlighted one, at the salary of 1,092, divided by 40 hours, salary.
Yep.
56,822.
Yes, so just know on your department payroll thing, anybody with a number over to the right, that's standard every week they get for a week and day.
And this is salary?
All the ones, yeah, total pay has,
Last column, total pay column.
is
Total pay.
salary, or stipends that are standard salary.
so the officers,
Yes.
the officers get a stipend paycheck every single week.
Why?
For being an officer.
It's the lieutenant captain's one. If you look at the sheet, it tells you what their title is, and then you'll see that they do, he has, where they have the
It's like
stipend.
a $40 stipend.
Yep.
I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
Usually yearly or twice a year, about a year. per week.
Weekly, yeah, it's just broken down.
But yeah, the total pay column has what standard gets every single week, not including the part-timers. So it's basically 6,121.
And then the greens are like 3,600.
The per diems are what?
So right now,
Is that in full-time wages or?
no,
Still in the company.
sorry.
We're not there yet.
I thought we were doing away with stipends altogether.
I'm probably using the wrong word. So the officers get a weekly check for being an officer.
Okay,
Yeah, it's a paycheck and it comes, the
Paycheck.
taxes come out.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I just know we were looking for total transparency. There's been way too many stipends. We're getting rid of them.
Yeah, you just said the word
That's
wrong.
okay. I just wanted to make sure. I read stipend. I was stuck switching.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Any other questions on full-time chief wages? Full-time, excuse me, and chief wages?
So this is basically the cost of doing court last year, 6 months, was covered in it.
Yeah.
Any other questions on wages? Unless you're looking back.
You said wages and you need this for both. That's what you thought.
We can't short this for going.
All right, I was just trying to do a quick math. I added up to 292,843.91, multiplied by 2%, 5,856.87, grand total 298,778. 78 cents.
Increase.
No, that's the
Just saying that's
total.
what the number is. They'll have to go back to the drawing board on that.
Yeah, so again, these numbers were all in here for us to look at, but he used, and I know if I was
Right.
in the ballpark.
You're not often in the ballpark.
Is that what you're doing for anything average yet?
298 something.
Yes.
I have a number saved.
As George.
We're our own local.
Sorry, I had 8 minutes.
Would overtime be in that? Overtime would be in that budget. Yeah.
So what we did, we based it off the highest paid.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, a separate line should be added overtime. So we track overtime, so it's not lumped in. Like for the other. Yeah. Again, that's, $13,000. It's there, it's not accounted for in my line.
Eventually, that's where it's gonna grow, and maybe we hire another person to reduce that.
Any other questions on wages? Part-time wages?
So I have a question on that. When I look at the payroll sheet, my question is, what does it cost to have somebody on part-time? And is there a line where you say, okay, you're not picking up enough shifts and you're not volunteering enough, that the cost of us training you and keeping you prepared to go costs, I'm just gonna make up numbers, it costs us $1,000 a year per person, and you're only working 2 shifts. You need to either commit or get out type of scenario. I'm just wondering, are we looking at our roster that way? To say, okay, this person isn't truly invested in what we're doing?
Yep, and we just discussed that last week at an office meeting, and we are making changes to the roster. But with the personnel we have now, they're pretty dedicated to working a lot of shifts every month. I mean, most people work 5 to 6, maybe 7 shifts a month. That's quite a bit. And depending on what their qualifications are, the price tag goes up. But the baseline is $22.50 for a per diem firefighter. For a basic fire, with the EMT and 512 is $22.50. And then after that, it goes up. Advanced gets paid $1 more. Medic is like $1.50 more.
Okay, I think maybe I'm not explaining it right. I'm not as worried about what their hourly rate is. What I'm asking is, do we know what on an annual cost it costs to keep someone trained and ready to go? And how does that relate to the time commitment?
Are you talking about like having gear and all that stuff for people?
I guess
Everything.
Yeah. I'm less concerned about the gear, because I think that could move to someone else. I'm more talking about training classes, any umbrellas that would be specific to that person.
So say, I'm working, I'm a part-time, like I'm per diem for you. And I don't pick up anything in July. And I pick up one shift in August, but then I don't pick up any more shifts until December. That's what you're talking about, right? Is there
Yeah.
any way that you know who's doing that, and are you weaning those people out because we're paying more for them by having licenses on them and sending them to classes? We have more invested in some of those people than they're putting time in our town. So if you're like monthly, you have to be here for 5 hours if you're gonna get a stipend.
No thanks.
Well, I know, sorry, no, sorry, you're right. I just read it on this. I just read it, and I was like, no. So, so for the impact, do you have any way to wean those out, or is there like a maximum they have to work 20 hours a year? And how do you know that, and how do you wean the ones out that aren't going to be, sorry, but how, you know, that they're not working or they are working?
So if they're not working, they're not making any money.
Well, I understand, but we have money invested in them, right?
Right, right.
Whether it's shirts, gear, fire gear,
Insurance.
insurance,
Training.
everything, training. So say I'm working for you and I work 1 hour a month, and then I don't work for you for another 6 months. Are you keeping me on, or are you getting rid of me because I'm more cost than I am productivity? Thank you.
There's no benefit to keep
What?
her on. It's
Right.
like, we're
Right.
gonna use her for an example.
Yeah, just so we don't names or.
So everybody on the floor has to report to the captain, which happens to be me. So normally, right, I pay attention to who has work shifts, who hasn't worked shifts. I understand the cost of gear, training, all of that. Usually it's at my discretion. So I'll talk to the fire chief, tell them, hey, this person is not giving what they put in, what we put into them. We need to reevaluate their employment. So currently, we have had SOPs in the past that outline how many calls you need to make, whether you're a call company person, how many shifts you need to work as a per diem. I don't believe that we have a policy currently on it, but it's at the discretion of the captain. So that's basically how it is.
So that's what Nancy's asking.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
So,
So I agree, there should be a policy that outlines that, right? So because if we're investing a lot of money in gear and training, right?
Right.
And as a human being, right, I could be biased on my decision, right? That's the problem with that. That's why there should be an SOP.
That's not how you guys.
I agree.
so Austin, with your knowledge, would you say, that, you know, there's a good amount that you could, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but like weed out to actually have active people that we're investing in versus, because I kind of agree with the girls, like, if we're investing all this money, I think there needs to be a minimum that they have to work a month for us to continue. Otherwise, it's gotta be 100% on them. Would you say there's a handful or a
So
couple or?
at our last officers meeting, we discussed 4 employees that are potentially, like, we're trying to get information from those employees, whether they've been on a long-term leave of absence, which is outlined in SOPs, or they just haven't been around, right, and haven't given a good explanation. So I would say 4 employees we discussed. And I mean, the roster is always it's a fluid thing. We're always hiring and removing people or asking them to write a letter of resignation if they haven't been around long enough. So.
Thank you, Austin, for that information. I think this would be a Holly question. Holly, do you know how much it costs us or Nick to employ one of those people? Like,
So
the per
just, it's almost $400 to go to, down to Lewiston to get a physical test. So that's what we have invested in. And insurance, yep.
Fit test and stuff?
Physical test, yep. Done by a doctor and nurses.
do we have to have that if they're someplace else? Like if they work someplace else and they come to work for us, can we have to do a new test, or do we?
No, so like, I'll utilize Lewiston, like, we have a handful of guys from Lewiston, don't require, because they go to the same place. But if they're a new employee with the town, then they go there.
So could you get us a breakdown of how many you have that we have paid for, or like what we paid for, things like that? And Holly, what is insurance per month for a per diem?
I mean, the flip side to that conversation is the cost of training new people.
Right?
So if you have turnover, that's an additional expense, so like, the idea would be trying to keep the people engaged rather than training new people.
For a year, right? Because it's every year, right? So if we can keep them on for a year and see how many hours they put in,
To answer your question, so far, there's been 12 this year,
that we paid for.
and we are over on that one.
Do you have to do physicals every year?
No,
So once you're on.
We-
then you're
we don't necessarily, they don't necessarily go to the doctors like they, for new hire, but we do our mandatory BLS, which requires a pulmonary function test. And if the doctor looks at it and says, you need to come in and see me, then that's what we say.
Rocky?
I think too, like how George had said about having an overtime line, because if we're running into a scenario like Nancy said, that's gonna affect our overtime as well, because if there's more guys out there putting in longer hours in shifts and stuff like that, and other guys that are paying for that aren't, that could be putting in, that'll balance out the overtime. So knowing what the actual like, overtime is will help, you know.
But isn't there a labor law that says you can only work so many hours as part-time?
Before you have to.
If you're a part-time worker, it's like a minimum, like it's like 20 hours. I think it's 20. Like 20 is considered part-time, 32 and above is full-time. But it doesn't matter that they're part-time, it's 20 hours a week. You know what I mean? So that doesn't really apply to those part-time people if they're not working at all, then we're investing $400 in physical, not even counting gear and this and that. So yes, it's beneficial to kind of go through and have a roster that Austin and whoever else in leadership can call and say, we have a call, or we have this, or we have that, you have to be there, or find somewhere else.
So I'm going to bring it back a little bit, to just recap for 1 minute about part-time wages is being asked of $197,973. We have a payroll sheet. We discussed, shifts, and, you have the base wages, with the additional dollars on that. Department is working on a policy, they have conversations, they had about 12 employees last year. Is there any discussion or questions on the number of $197.93 for part-time wages?
How many shifts is that? The one that, how
All of
many
them.
shifts are,
All of them.
no, how many shifts are per diem per week? Where I'm going with this is, would it, if we had 2 additional full-time people, would it cover that 197 and only be 130,000?
So 2 full-time employees.
I'm just making up a number.
So right now, so it's Monday, it's 7 days a week, so this shift that starts at 8 in the morning until 6 at night for a 10-hour shift, and then 9 at night till 7 in the morning, so it's 20 hours each day covered by our per diem staff, along with the full-time staff.
And we have 4 full-time.
They wrote their schedules rotate,
It was 8 a.m. to what time p.m.?
6.
6 p.m. and then 9 p.m. to 7 a.m.
Yeah.
So that gap is
There's a 4-hour gap that is just a full-timer on by himself.
just a full, okay.
What's the full-time shift, sorry?
24, 0, 07 to 07. 7, 8, 7, 9.
I was like, write that down, dumb that down, please. I'm dumb it down. I was like that, Laura, like, you got, because I know.
No, 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 lady. Any other questions on payroll wages that hasn't been asked yet?
Again, if you get a breakdown, my math, and I know that this is part-time wages, but it also includes all the callbacks, I'll call them, the fires. So, I mean, if you get that number, I know Austin used to keep good track of how many times people were called back. What's the cost of a callback? Do we have that number?
$20.
That's it?
Oh, sorry, yeah, so you're saying.
I need the total for a year. What's the cost of a callback?
George was happy.
I'm in. I
So if
can
somebody gets called back to the fire, it's, or back to a building to assess Detroit, it's $20 an hour?
Well, it's $20 an hour for them to come in and get 1 hour minimum, is that correct?
It's 1 hour maximum.
Well, maximum, yeah.
Okay. So $20 for the call.
Austin smile.
That's right, I like that.
Yeah.
For everybody in that comes back to do a call, they get $20 an hour. $20 total.
That's per diem and the call.
Yeah.
That-
So,
I will say, that's why we don't have a call line.
right, but it'd be nice to have that number as, so that we can compare it. Because if you're looking at just the part-time wages, I only come up with 182,500. So that's a big difference from the 197,973 being requested. So my math is, I think $25 an hour, I should do it again. $25 an hour times 20 hours a day, multiply 365 days a year. 182.5. So it tells me the rest of that is being spent on callbacks. So I like that number so I can compare and see if it really is.
There should be a line.
Right. Or at least broken down in there so we can see it. And my concern at the moment is they're already over budget in the part-time line. We determined earlier that you should be 50%,
9.98.
49.98, maybe more. So in that line, 55% is already been spent, 55.64. So it's like, where's the extra money on?
Didn't he below? He's below 1, yeah.
What's that?
That percentage is lower than it should be, right?
At part-time wage?
Yeah.
Well, I thought we determined this.
Yeah, the goal is 49.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
So is that the, and that's, is that what we should be set right now?
Full-time wages.
How many weeks are we in the system and? How many months? Well, this is. well,
7 now.
Yes, this is as 2-3.
7/12 is.
7/12. Wait, 5 days.
I have 58% where we should be at this point.
Okay.
So we're actually under budget.
Okay,
Thank you, Sal.
I asked her.
So it's July, August, September, October, November, December, January, 7th, right?
6 months.
7 months.
You start in July, right?
Yeah.
August, September.
But you gotta count July.
You can't count July, between July 1st and July, so you go August, September, October. But you're working for that first month. There's no money spent that first until July, August 1st, which is your first month.
No, but it's spent in July.
But you don't get that money until August, is when you know where you spent it. It's weird. I don't know, that's how it works.
No, again, I'd like a breakdown. How we get those numbers.
I'm gonna get a piece of post-it board,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna write that. I want a breakdown, and I'm gonna tape it right in front of your seat, and then you don't have to say it anymore.
All right.
Okay, so stipend, anything else in there part-time? So stipends, 23,440. George would like a breakdown.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
Well, again, we have it here now that we can look at it, but again, I like it on this sheet that was pulled. Okay.
And I think it was not on the sheet, my friend provided, and next year it will,
It'll be on the sheet.
yeah.
It's the 2% wage across the board for full and part-time, which is just fine.
We were on this.
Right.
No, it's also in the part-timers.
Okay.
So George, you do not have to worry about asking for a breakdown, even if you want to break down everything else and just let him. No, I'm being serious, like,
Yeah.
all his other questions are
I put it
also
on,
valid.
I put it on every piece of
Got
paper.
it.
Yeah.
So education and training is 6,000. And so from our previous conversation, 8,774 training spent in the fire department and 1,500 for Tri-County Fire 1 and 2. Is there any other questions or discussion on education and training?
Something's gonna need work around here, I can't do it all
Okay,
myself.
the travel and food at 350. Any discussion on travel, food, lodging at $350?
Excuse me. Could you stand with TJ, and we don't need that here. And again, I'll just go back to FY '25, $29.50 to spend. Everything counts.
Right, and like, do they, is there training done, like some of you guys' training, is there really lodging? And this is like travel, food and lodging, is there really any lodging?
I mean, there can be, yes, but it isn't utilized. Not to my knowledge, has anybody,
No, no. Nobody's requested to go do wood training out of state or somewhere else in the state where they have to stay overnight. You take the class and then you take a lot.
and unfortunately for food, we just typically pitch in.
I think the lodging back then, Austin, correct me if I'm wrong, you guys used to go down to DC once a year or way back when.
Yeah. Or like an 8 academy.
$29.50. That's okay. No worries.
Zero spent so far. This fiscal year.
There's that.
At least not this weekend.
Any other questions? Okay, so then the next, there's holiday PTO longevity or zeros, Mission Square 0, basic retirement at $31,774. As previously indicated, that was in a different cost or item, so that is a increase. We can do there. Payroll, FICA, Medicare, and the MFML. And then insurance. So employer paid health insurance, workers' compensation, unemployment, and employer paid life. Any questions on any of those items that I've gone through thus far? Other expenses, property, contractor's log, $12,000. So that was moved from the property for the insurance line. Firefighter coverage at $1,088. Any questions? A breakdown.
Which one are you on? I'm sorry.
She's on
Firefighter
firefighters.
EMS coverage under other insurance.
She's
It's the one we went from
Is that 86?
Yep, 86.
property contract law. Did you
Yes.
say that was like building insurance?
Yes, it is property, general liability, auto, and mobile equipment. That was previously in the insurance line.
12,000.
Yes.
And that was all under one. Do we know if the premium went up from the fire as
I don't think it did.
Are we gonna separate the property contractors along with the?
Yes. I was already thinking about that. Like it.
Well, it should be like that because.
Damn, I even got the paper, because I'm like, I gotta break it out, so yes, it's on the agenda. So yes. And I'm also excited about the pride balloons.
Have those insurances, those are completely paid for the year, but I see we're at 98% of them, so they're done. There's no more.
Yeah, they just gotta be finished being broken down, which I have right here.
Any other questions on any of those items? So then service fees, medical testing protection at $2,250 and membership fees at $1,320. Breakdown on those, or was that enough breakdown? Any other questions or comments about those line items? They remain the same as last year.
Do we want to increase that? Because again, membership fees is over 200%. So should that number be increased for the coming year, or do we just have higher?
Kind of seemed like we had a pretty good influx at one, pretty much at one time, is what it was. Unfortunately, I hate to say, but prior to me, one guy was sent twice, so that's almost $800 right there. Gone.
Okay, so it's about $800 per person.
No, around 400, just under 400.
And that was under medical, right?
Yes.
You, I'm sorry, Alex.
That was under membership fees.
Okay, and so 400 per person is membership or medical?
That's the medical testing.
Okay, thank you.
Oh,
And you have 12 people, that's what you did last year, right? Like,
This
I got
current,
confused.
yes.
Yeah. So that is the membership fees per person?
Because that's the one that's 200%. That's what it's like.
She's all set.
It's number 59.
It's account number 10, 12, 59. That's the one you're on, membership fees.
Year to date, it's already at $2,660.
Chief, are you able to, if you don't have it there,
Yeah.
I can just add hearing read?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I do have a question on medical. I know we're in between the two.
Okay. So it's for the main fire chiefs sent to the Federation. We did move the, Dr. Stevenson out of there. And put in, to go on the medical.
Membership.
So the 2,000 that's on there, got moved, to the EMS.
And they don't care about that.
Okay. But I'm just, that's what, it's not much over.
Oh, yeah, that's moved.
Yeah.
So it's not really over.
So can you define it? Main fire chiefs dues is how much?
Which one are you on now? You're moving on to membership fees?
I'm medical, but is that what moved out to medical? Was EMS directors?
Yes.
So that's the $1,000 stipend?
Well, it was 2,000 this year because he didn't get paid last year.
Correct.
That's why it was.
All right, so I'm just gonna.
So, yeah.
So medical testing and protection, we have $400 per person. Dr. Stevens has been moved out, and then $1,000 taken for not moved to the EMS budget. Let's say I'm medical.
So that's it, because I was just looking at last year, FY '25, they spent $3,700 out of that line. So it's like, and if he didn't get paid last year in 2025, then there should have been $4,700 out of that account. So it concerns me that if you can't afford to take on the numbers, because there's not enough money in that account, you should take on the numbers.
Okay, and then,
Should we have an increase?
and then membership, any other questions on medical before I move on? Membership fees, $1,300. record, so, it should be increased, being over 200% of the budget. There's main fire chief dues in this line item. And that's all I got.
How much?
That was 110 and then,
Times how many?
yes,
Yeah. What do they use per person? Are you the only number of the five chiefs, or is this chief also?
it's not just the, I can't really. It's just the chief side, yeah, so it'll be just Robbie on it.
Right, so.
So how many
110 times two.
Yeah.
Regular. There are other fees or membership fees.
There's a, oops, I don't have a breakdown for 660. You know what the emergency one is, Austin?
I don't.
I can add that. You can get it.
Yeah.
So just so I'm clear on the same page, I think so like we're not tomorrow. The membership fee went from 1320 to 2,660 because somebody didn't get paid around the room. Like I'm so confused where everyone's just throwing up and.
So, it's okay, so I'll just recap, the discussion was kind of combined on two lines, so the medical testing and protection last year was $3,700, but this year we're asking for $2,250. There was $1,000 stipend that was moved to the EMS budget, and so that's why this number was reduced in this request. It's about $400 per person for the testing and protection.
Okay.
And then membership fees, it's currently 200% over budget. The main fire chief and assistant chief dues are $110 each. And the chief is going to obtain the other $1,100 cost for everything.
Just for the notes, it was also 224% of the previous year. So if it needs to go up, it needs to go up. I hate to see it be that overdrawn year.
So fiscal year 25, we spent $2,960.
And there's a big expense in there of 1995, so I don't know if that's one annual membership fee that hits us every year, that's why it's thrown it over.
Any other questions on the membership fee? Okay. Cell phones, 5,000. Do you want me just to go line by line on these?
Hold on a second.
How many cell phones? The air card.
Yeah, so we have an iPad, for 5 iPads. I have a cell phone and we have a cell phone for our phone. And plus a T-Mobile hotspot to help our.
I'm gonna get those numbers, because I can finish the cell phone.
But I will have that feedback. We'll get numbers, how many you saying right now?
We have a girl.
We have 5 iPads.
I'll for you. So 5 iPads, 2 cell phones, and a T-Mobile hotspot.
So there's 8 items of $5,000.
And then Holly's gonna get the rest.
It's also the home engine station as well.
The one from the station.
How many phones do you have in the station? But like landlines?
Well, this is
Five.
Like five phones.
5 on.
in the station.
Oh, yeah, dedicated.
Yeah, we have one business line.
So is this cell phone, should we kind of change that?
Right.
Oh, there it is. But no.
Phone is separate from cell phone. Cell phones is not completed yet because I do have all those numbers. That's what everything costs. But I haven't been able to transfer it over yet.
Okay, because someone asked.
So
about
this is phone.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the budget.
On the
Oh, here.
Yeah,
Well,
correct, yeah.
But that's all we have, 5 iPads, 1 cell phone for the chief, 1 cell phone for the drone, a mobile hotspot, and 5 landlines. That wasn't paying one, right?
No, it's phones that I only have.
I have a fire
We
alarm
have 5
landline,
phones.
and I have a phone line. So I pay for both phone lines. For the daycare, I have, so they probably have like them hardwired in. I have a hardwired one in for the fire department. And then I have my landline, so I have to pay for both phone lines.
Where are they? So they're just, I have one on my desk, Robbie has one, there's one in the day room, there's one, out in the base.
All different phones.
Nope,
Oh,
all the same phone number.
So
So
it's
that should be
one
one
line.
sheet.
Correct.
One
It's just different telephones.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Oh.
That's why I thought.
That's why I was like, no,
No, you're good.
My
I
bad.
apologize.
No, it's all good.
So it's basically just one line.
So what is
One
the
land.
cost for the landline, and then what is the cost for the cell phone?
Holly doesn't have that.
Right, well, I'm just saying for questions, because $5,000 seems like a lot. And if the 5,000 is for land and landline, so.
No, probably told.
It is both.
It's 1,700 for the
Admin,
radio line.
admin cell phone for 3,500. So admin 5 iPad, I don't know what that.
It says cost.
Holly will just write down.
Got a list, do I change the list of my accounts I sent you?
No.
Okay.
One per page.
Any other questions on cell phones?
I said, I believe the fire department has 2 landlines. Is there a fax machine? Not anymore.
We haven't gotten a fax in forever. You should try.
I believe 2505 was the fax number.
You do have one.
Really?
It's
I
one of your,
Haven't gotten a
It
fax.
must be hidden.
if they dial it, it will go right through to your copier.
Oh, yeah. Haven't used it. Usually people just email PDF.
So do we pay for that line, is the question?
We are paying for that one.
Yeah,
So
and that may be something that's
can
cut.
we eliminate it?
I can certainly.
Heat, $5,000. Any questions? Electricity at $7,000. Any questions? Water, I'm sorry. Water at $520. Any questions?
What was the last water bill paid? Recently, right?
I was actually gonna call and ask because I noticed that a few of the departments, I always see the bill for, I don't know, I always see one bill for them. I don't know why. I gotta ask.
But because I was asking a quarterly bill for water, quarterly bill. Okay. That's not how. All right. So this would, so it should be,
I just got mine last week.
all right, okay. So we not, oh, I'm assuming that we've only paid out $200. Curious at where we're at. Okay. It's cheap water.
Cheap water.
Sewer is 0.
Yeah, Sure, going up too.
Because the public utilities goes to this building, fire building, whatever police uses, like that stuff, all that's separate, that's why it wasn't in the first one we did, right? Because like, I mean, if you look at the public utility, that's why I asked for those numbers before. If you look at the public utilities, for just heat in general, last year was $20,000, which was budgeted. And they're asking for 10 here, so then the numbers are not adding up. And same thing with sewer, like if they're splitting sewer, you should have a sewer number.
You have any public source? You have public source?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't, like I said, I haven't seen some stuff, I gotta look at that.
So it's a flat rate
Yearly? Yeah.
every quarter.
So we'll need to add a budget line in the source.
Yeah, because it's not even the first one.
Internet,
Can we go back to the heat? Do you know the insurance, how much they spent for the You think we're gonna have that? It's the way the year has?
No,
38.67.
Okay.
Everything down 4 degrees.
Yeah, it's been rough.
That may have to change too, because there's been issues with that, the heat, delivery and stuff. I guess the company's having issues, so, yeah, we ran out twice and it's supposed to be automatic delivery, so,
3 times now.
3 times.
Anything that's different?
No, it's not.
Yeah.
So that may change. I don't know how the contract negotiated with the heat company, I don't know, but that may change coming up.
You guys automatic?
It's supposed to be automatic delivery,
Yeah,
yeah.
and they're
We ran
running
out
out.
2 weeks ago while Cap was on duty. We ran out Monday at Central. We ran out yesterday at Crowd.
So are we paying for them to come out?
No.
It's on them.
I talked to the service manager the other day. He's very apologetic.
Okay, just making sure.
internet is $1,300. Any questions on internet?
We get any kind of deal on internet?
Used to.
I know, it used to be a,
Free.
well, I'm just wondering too, trying to balance off the answers, like, we have our cell phone plans, our landline and cell phone, internet. Like, are we all under one company, or we under?
We're working on it. We just switched the cell phones over to T-Mobile. But we're also working on getting internet through them. But we're getting pushed back from the computer place because they're the ones that hold seem to hold the key, so. And the landline is a phone system with interbuilding, so we can't switch that way. Yeah.
Well, landline, I find it like that, but sometimes, like, hypothetically, say AT&T is the landline, usually it's, they may offer like a plan where you can get a bundle of phone and internet, maybe cell phone, whatever.
Any other questions on internet? Okay, office, general supplies, $1,000. Any questions?
George would like it right
Yes.
But that's a total.
All right, I'm looking at FY '25, we spent $9,765.
now. For office supplies and cleaning supplies, I would say something.
For general supplies, 10, 16, 30, is that what we're talking?
But, what was the fiscal year 25?
$9,765.
Was that the new office equipment?
Yep.
Like when there a new desk or a couple new desks or something?
Right. Right, you have to stop and consider we have somebody that really like us from money.
I'm just saying that we spent that money, so we.
Now, just know on the budget right now on general office is because there were some old credits that were on Amazon that were belonged to the PD, to the fire department. So they went into,
if you see it, looks like they got, it's a negative because they have more money than what they initially, because they have credits that we use.
Any other questions on general supplies for the fire department? Postage is 0. Computer technology maintenance is 1,000. Questions?
Program on it.
No, that's when the computer place has to come out. IT guy.
So it's
He gets $125 an hour.
we're too far off, we're enriching 139.
No, no. I'll second. Software fees, 3,400. Any other questions on software fees for the fire department? If I could break down.
2025, we spent $7,750. So there's we spent a lot of money for software fees back then, unless it was tracked in our account or. No. That's what I wrote down, but doesn't mean I'm sure. Oh, 77,000%?
Yeah.
Okay. And that's, maybe the figure is not in there. So, are we paying we're obviously paying too much if that's the case.
But is there any, oh, yes, that's.
So, the software fees is what we, talked about earlier. It pays for our scheduling and let me just look at it.
Which is, we know what that fee is.
Well, not really, because it was in the 5,000, was in the dispatch cost center. So is that taking 34 out of the 5,000?
No, I can't find it. I want this.
Is
It's powers units.
he good?
Yeah.
Or is he good?
So right now, he's got a spend of $1,900 on the 34 for that software there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
I guess we can just figure out where the rest of the money's going.
And then, any other questions on software? Copier fee is 500. Any questions? Those are your contract rates.
So that's with ink and paper.
Ink and paper. Thank you. Perfect. Can you tell us how much we spend on ink and how much we spend on legal paper versus? You know it.
Right. So can
okay.
can we visit that still? So FY 25, $0 was spent. FY 24, $0 was spent.
So it made it come out of some other line.
Right, so, well, if it did, then it needs to come out of the right line, or we can eliminate the $500 from this.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Probably in the previous years, it might have come out of a different line, but now there's a line for ink and paper for the clock.
Yes, and we've spent $0 so far this fiscal year out of that line too.
Have you guys printed anything?
Yes.
Or brought ink.
More bought ink?
So,
I'd be curious not to take from general supplies, like office supplies.
That's one thing.
Because I know I go to pay for the office
He's saying,
supplies.
there's too many lines for supplies, like it needs to be listed out, general supplies, it's paper, blah, blah, blah. We're putting too many lines, the money gets spent out of one line and not another, so it's just causing too much confusion.
Well, I don't think these lines are new. I think these lines are good.
Lines can be.
Okay.
They were just put in the right line of the map.
So it's coming from a different line, they're using the one we can't physically see that. So we don't know where it's coming from. Whether or not we need to keep budgeting, right now, they said we don't need to budget that line at all.
Right.
So that's a reduction. If we're actually using these supplies, it's just coming from somewhere else.
And sometimes you have to be careful, because sometimes the money in these accounts don't get spent for whatever reason until the end of the budget year. So you could have a full account, say, yeah, you don't need to budget anything, and then it gets spent in May. So,
That's what we're taking.
right.
Each line we use.
What is fire prevention tomorrow?
Public
Like, you guys
education.
go to the school?
Public education.
Public.
Okay.
Right, any other discussion on office, general supplies, postage, computer software, and copier printer maintenance? Okay, equipment supplies, general equipment, $20,000.
Again, just a comment, FY '25, only $10,086 is spent out of that account.
Did you get a lot of grants last year?
Wasn't here last year.
Sorry, you already knew you were looking at me before I even.
No, and I don't know why the whole budget wasn't spent last year. We could easily spend that budget on equipment. Like, easily, with just maybe, or just buying batteries for our education pools, or.
Yeah.
Like, we could easily.
So
I
do
don't
you
know why.
know if there's a grant? I know years sometimes blend into each other. Do we have any grants for supplies last year? Do we remember?
I thought there was, I thought there was something for, but you guys put in a grant for the machines,
There probably-
the tanks.
I vaguely remember something about tanks. They replaced two, right?
It was like a huge discussion, we spent like over an hour on it.
Yeah.
I think we did put in for a grant for air packs, but it was not awarded.
Right, you didn't get it.
I was just wondering, if, you
Steven,
know,
I believe.
should we, where are we looking at on that?
But then would that be general?
There you go.
I do not want to jump ahead.
You can't,
But-
you can't jump ahead.
I'm not trying to jump ahead.
Okay,
And
we're
I
on,
can jump back if you prefer. In the book, it says station maintenance. It's a separate line item, building maintenance. I just-
you were way ahead.
Okay, I'll jump back to it.
So I think what the question is can you help Alex or us understand what station maintenance is needed in the $20,000 general equipment line?
So like Austin said, you know, it's, I'm just looking at all the expenditures we've had so far. Fire tech, there's a lot of sturdies in here. Northeast, which does our flow testing, and services our Cascade system. They're coming back out again to look at it because it's down again, so those bills aren't cheap. This number it fluctuates every year just because you don't know what's gonna happen.
You say sturdy?
Sturdy hardware.
Sturdy hardware. There's radio that's been bought. That goes up in general equipment. Which are expensive.
I'm gonna do it. How expensive?
Yeah. How much of it?
I think the last one was, I just saw it, I think it was $994.
Per radio?
Yep.
Well, just, again, looking for a plan, and this was broken down here, fire extinguisher inspections are, 20 fire extinguishers at whatever amount of money, that's that money. That's part of it. Again, station maintenance stuff, same way. This is what we have to do. in, I'm assuming that SCBA bottles come under something else as far as inspection? Or are they coming out of this line?
That's under safety equipment.
Anything else for general equipment? Anybody else have anything with the fire department? Okay, so safety equipment is SCBA and PPE. And a breakdown of each of those would be great, and then anything additional. Any other questions around safety equipment for 21,625? And I also would like to know, that it is about 8:10 PM. I can't even do that 20.
2,800.
So again, I see a big fluctuation in the last couple of years. $17,000 was spent in FY '25. But in FY '24, 25,656. Looks like
Yeah, they're in Parktown.
Yeah, and then 2023 it was 19,000.
Fiscal year 25.
15.
25,656. And Austin, you used to have a good number on numbers of bottles and when they expire, if you still have that, can you provide that?
I can get that. I'm not the guy who's in charge of Airpack, but we can get that information.
Okay. Safety, anybody else have any questions on safety equipment? Clothing, $10,000.
Every per diem is allotted $200 for the year, and the full timers are allotted $600. And that's their clothing allowance plus t-shirts that are 5-arm t-shirts for the call guys and the full timer and per diems throughout the year.
So 200 for allowance for the, for the, and the full-time is 600. And what did you say the other one?
Depth, the t-shirts, we purchase multiple times a year.
What about dress uniforms?
Yes, one of those was purchased. We're trying to do, we're set up to do, start with the chief and then go down to buy a classic for 180. And I get that price. The price is different between ranks, because it just is. Color of the badges makes it go up and down.
There's a new one.
That's what it's budgeted.
So he wants to get one for himself, then he wants to get one for the.
So it goes, yeah, it's like chiefs, it's chief, captain, lieutenants, and then it go down to the full-time staff, then per diems. So it's just a long drawn out,
They want one a year.
because it's very expensive.
How much?
I will get that broken down.
Do you get like a swap?
Oh, jeez.
I would say probably $2,000.
Yeah, 2,100, something like that.
Okay. Any other questions on clothing?
So again, just doing a quick math. And $200 per worker per diem, using the number of 30, which is $6,000. $600 times 5, which is $3,000, up to 9. Not sure, t-shirt, what it looks like. So
So 25, there's 25 members that could work for you. Our roster has potential for 30 plus 1, 3, 4, 5, so 35 potential totally for people that could work for him, and then obviously the 4 full timers. So I don't know if that helps now. So there's still probably a shortfall, but
Yeah, I want to avoid shortfalls.
Yeah.
And if it's $200 per diem, it's the per diem, they have to work a 10-hour shift, 12 per diem, and how many of those do they have to work?
What did you say, roughly 35 on the books?
25 to 35% off.
So we're gonna fight for potential.
Right, so I want to budget for what we're actually budgeting. I don't want to be like, oh, we might have 25 now. Actually find out we have 35 and start overspending.
So we can say $200 per diem, is that pants, sweatshirt?
They have the option to purchase, we have a list, a
Okay.
voting lot list.
Yep.
They have an option to choose.
Is that the place they have to go get it from?
Yeah.
So again, looking at FY '25, $7,139 spent. FY '24, only $2,607 spent. Big deviation there, who keeps track of, who gets what allowance, cash,
But, any other questions on voting? Public education, $2,500. Rick has a question.
We're sleeping.
Anything else?
It's also purchasing stuff for that week, t-shirts for kids, you know, pencils, goodie bags.
They like the hats, huh? The firefighters.
Yes,
love having
yeah.
hats.
They do.
Yeah.
They need to make them a little bit sturdier, I have a bunch of crying.
Oh, those are when you did.
All right, cleaning and training, is it okay if I put these together for 1,500 and 750? Cleaning, training, 1,500 for cleaning. So $1,500 for cleaning. Do you have somebody that cleans or your members clean and this
No,
is
that's
for
for
supplies?
supplies to clean stations, plus, cleaning the fire.
How much storage was spent last year?
$1,426.
Great. Any questions on cleaning? Training supplies, $750. This is for like in-house training things that you guys do. Training events. Do you have an example or two of the ice at Martin's Point? You guys just did some things at Martin's Point and different things like that, right?
We have, coming up, we have an EV class. We're going to, so. And we have an ice water wrestling class.
So this 750 will cover a load or something?
It's for, it's the supplies. No. Yeah, there's a training line. So it's, also, there's a, props.
Yeah, like we need to, there's specific props for like fire training, so we gotta build a prop, plywood, 2x4s, or consumables, we gotta buy sawzalls, application training, stuff like that.
Well, any other questions on training supplies? Vehicles, fuel, 15,000. Questions?
Just so you know, Holly, what we billed for this fuel, when's the last time? Practice was
Yeah.
I think it's,
I think it's gonna be some, I'm not gonna say, I don't remember.
that's quite a different.
I know what the cost is at one, but still.
based on the usage.
Current month is 3,775.49.
3,000 what?
Well, that's also,
73.
it's year to date, yeah. Hold on, you know what, let me have this, I'll be able to tell you.
There's a balance of $11,000 in that account, so that's all.
We're talking about, this is you?
Yeah.
Okay, yes. So, yeah, I haven't done January yet. So December's was $680.69, $680.69. Like August was $854. It varies on their usage. But the highest one was $854 so far through December.
We have a contract for fuel price.
Yes.
Again, I'm looking at, worst case scenario, 854, so that's 12 months, we're at $10,248. FY '25, we spent $12,819. FY '24, $9,238.
We have a contract, it doesn't mean that the price is gonna go up and down.
So yeah, I didn't know what the contract cost.
Yeah, it does go up.
And just calling it fuel, that's fuel for the truck.
It's not just diesel, it's also gas.
Oh, yeah, besides fire trucks, there's a.
Well, it's our medical.
No. Any other questions on fuel? Fleet maintenance, $30,000. I haven't been keeping up in my book. So that is, fleet maintenance is listed as pump, hose, ladder testing, and SCBA bottles.
So SCBA's and they're in two different.
Under vehicles, that'll,
So we have safety equipment has the bottles, and then we have fleet maintenance has the bottles.
That could have been a type of error.
that's an error. Has to be. Should be in that one.
This is all,
Which line?
this,
Vehicle,
Fleet maintenance.
Fleet maintenance.
They cross that off.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's strictly just maintenance on the truck
on a truck.
Yeah.
Not-
and like the pumps on the
pump
truck.
testing,
Right.
Pump testing.
What did you spend last year?
32,757.
Why 30? The trucks are only getting older every year. We spent 32 and you only asking for 30? Can we just have a major repair done on one of them?
no, luckily it was minor.
It turned out to be minor?
Yeah.
But again, FY '24, we spent $38,000.
Much?
38,000.
Right, I know.
So, I mean, it just,
I mean, it's all gonna fluctuate depending on if stuff goes wrong.
Right, but like in the past 5 years, you must have an average. It should be higher than that, I would think.
FY '23, $32,454. They're all over $30,000 in the last
Right.
3 years.
Any of them been replaced lately in the last couple of years?
No,
About 5 years ago, we bought an engine which replaced that engine from the 90s.
And they've been at 30+ cents.
And they're currently 64% expended right now, with only $10,000 left in the budget. Pump testing done for the year, or are we doing it in the spring?
So that's $350 a truck. For that has a pump.
one's already been done.
Yeah, sorry.
Alex?
A time-consuming question. Do you know, or can you get a list of what apparatus you have and the years and the mileage?
Yeah, I have that. Yeah.
Okay.
That's usually a George question. You're holding on to people.
Alex has been there before.
House select board.
Any other questions for fleet maintenance? Steel for contractors done, facility grounds building maintenance at $30,000. One of the questions with building maintenance was, what kind of building maintenance do you need that the grant will not be covering, that you have $2 million for?
So with looking into replacing all the locks so that we can, see who's coming and going. So like either to a key fob or to a card. So that it comes back to Robin Mai's desk. So we can see if the timestamp goes through the door. In case something happens, God forbid, we've had a couple things happen and we can't pinpoint who it is. This will help us do that. So that's what we're doing.
Will the grant do that?
Yeah.
So can we take out that line item?
I mean, we have, I think, 10,000 left in this year's, Austin, yeah.
Do you have a price on, oh, I'm sorry, Laura, I didn't have you call on me. Do you have a price on how much each lock will be?
Nope, I got, some emails on that, I'm just waiting to hear that. I just started looking into it today.
It will be delayed. I mean, we haven't called on one person pretty much all night, except for a couple times.
Yeah. I've been waiting and I have my hand up over here. Sorry.
No, you're good, it just cracked me up.
So your question was, contract or pricing, and you're getting some currently? Okay. Nancy?
Is there any deferred maintenance that you need to plan for? Have you assessed where you are? I know that some immediate things are taking place, but are you looking ahead to see if there's something you need to plan for?
Yes, so you mean with the 2 million?
We have that grant, so that's what we question.
Okay. Has that been used? And I'm sorry if I'm ignorant.
No, it's fine.
What it is.
Is the 2 million been used yet?
And how much of the grant has been used?
None,
None yet.
none yet.
Okay.
So that's why we were saying if we could take that off the line item.
Okay.
Do you mind just providing a quick update of what the two stations currently could use for maintenance? Like, I personally know there was a hole in the ceiling, I think, at one point, and that people are sleeping outside.
So,
Well, not outside. But outside, right? Like,
Central Station, needs, so we can be inside, needs a sprinkler system and a fire alarm system to start and to replace holes in the wall. Crowley, Scott has, looked into it to get water, and that was a no-go, right?
You could get water, it's the source.
Because right now, Crowley doesn't have any running water.
does that have a bathroom?
No.
Yes.
It definitely has that.
Oh, portable, yeah, sorry, yes, I'll back.
If I remember correctly, last year's sprinklers was at like 35,000-ish.
Yeah, that's way more.
Yeah. It was high because we had to put a larger feed into the building.
Yeah.
To be able to feed the sprinkler system, so we would have to dig up the whole front apron and put a new pipe in and so it was, I think it was 60.
And we have to do that no matter what.
If we update the building, we have to bring it up to code, I would think, which is sprinkler system, fire alarm system, all that stuff.
I mean, you say if, but like that's ultimately gonna happen, right?
Yeah.
$2 million, do some upgrades, right?
So roughly 60 for the sprinkler, and you said, what else, I'm sorry, for that?
Fire alarm system,
And we have roughly, again, it's just a rough number.
Between 6 and 10.
yeah.
For the system,
What's the number, sorry?
Between 6 and 10,000.
And the ramp would be redone, hopefully. Where we drive. Apron, sorry.
Oh, apron.
Garage doors.
Garage doors,
Yeah, sorry.
Well, no insulation.
yeah, roof,
Take out two.
Firewall between living space and garage,
You gotta take out all the flooring.
garage boards,
Separator
Sounds
system.
like a tear down and rebuild.
it,
It is.
doors.
By the time you strip it down, you'll have a couple walls still standing. That's about it.
Maybe we won't want those.
Okay, so it's, just to recap it, some deferred, I'm just calling it deferred maintenance, because it kind of seems to be on the path, but, the building needs a sprinkler system, replacing holes in the wall, would get people sleeping inside, because they currently have a shed outside, right? And then with need new entrance, 60,000 for sprinkler, 10,000 for what was that?
Alarm system.
Alarm system, thank you.
And
And
it's needed more
Fire.
in order for them to sleep inside.
So is that needed in order to use the grant, to bring it up to code, or is that gonna be coming out of the grant?
This stuff we're talking about right now, we got.
So what do we need in the maintenance line item if we're using the grant?
So
he said
the
replacing
other
one.
station could use work as well.
Absolutely.
And that can't come out of the grant. That's a completely different station.
How's
Probably
the generator?
I guess it depends on what we do with the grant money too, with like, if you put a certain system in there, like, if you do something different, right? Like, we don't know what the maintenance is gonna cost for those things. I guess for the first year, right, if you use the grant money, then you probably, this budget would be null and void, right? 'Cause it's the first year, but we don't know for the next year what that maintenance looks like. We don't even know what the plans are for the building, I guess, so.
This is several years away. Yeah,
Nancy?
Raquel just said something that I didn't realize, so she said if we choose one fire station, is the way I interpreted what you just said. We can't touch the other fire station,
With the
like,
grant
we can't do 1 million at one, 1 million at the other.
Correct. It's one building.
So do we truly remove all 30,000, or
No.
is there maintenance that needs to be done at Crowley Road substation that we would need some money for? When you put the other money into the maintenance?
Yeah.
Was getting a well built over there?
Right, they need water.
Right. So you had a guy, also.
Yeah, you can probably put a well at Crowley Station. You're around 20,000 right
What? You're getting a welder.
now.
I just got a well, not that much.
Well, he lives down the street from me too.
So does he live down the street from the fire station?
Call Jamie Retreat Town Hall, or Sunville, either one.
But we still need to get rid of that water once we bring it into the building. That's what it costs.
Right.
You can put a septic system in there because the ground's been there for over 20 years, so they'll allow you that, but you have to build up the ground. The person I had look at it, does a lot of septic systems around here, he knows the ground. He kind of shrugged and didn't think it was a good idea. But you could do it if you had enough money to do it, essentially is what it comes down to. That means it's kind of not easy.
Yeah, but what if we're putting a basin in? And so when you do that, how do you put that basin?
The water table is so low right there. That's built the ground. It would be extremely expensive.
That station's on. But we own the property that station's on.
Yeah, that was donated by Glenn Dukes.
I mean, I would check the deed. I mean, there may be restrictions.
That's what I'm wondering.
It came from Conrad Duty.
The only restriction is if you do not use it for town purposes, it goes back to the homeowner.
I thought there was something like that.
I thought that was something.
It was a covenant.
I have a copy.
I, just to recap, I guess maybe a list of items that you were looking for from building maintenance would be helpful. And then knowing that a grant is coming, what the plan is, to maybe put something that for a grant opportunity versus, I think is kind of where we're at with that building maintenance. It's just a better understanding of what items we're looking for. Good.
And which location, so that we understand like the vacancy for X, Y, and Z for Central and X, Y, and Z for Rose.
My assumption is we have till 2036 to use that grant money. So, and by the time plans are put in place, we need to fund, this $30,000 for this year's work. Next year, we can look at where we are.
Should those repairs be capital? Do we belong in maintenance? We're gonna be well and septic or?
Different conversation, but yeah. For me,
All right, we're almost there. Tower rental at 2,300. Great meeting.
Hold on, though, hold on, because I messaged Paul about the question of between the standard allocation and full allocation for the hydrant. He says, we are governed under PUC rule under chapter 69 for fire protection revenues. The district has always used standard allocation. When you plug in the numbers in the formula presented, we fall beyond the maximum allowance of 30%, but we are capped at 30%. So it's at 30%. Did that answer the question you had? Okay.
Thank you for getting that.
Okay, now you can adjourn whatever you want.
All right, all those in favor? Opposed? Have a good night.
So next meeting, Public Works, Stormwater, Police, Animal Control.
No, it's changed.
Oh, sorry.
Right off the table.
Sorry. So, transfer station, stormwater.
Thank you everyone for coming.
Awesome. Do you mind take that live?
Goodbye, everybody.